I was arguing with my godson about this show the other day. He thinks there should be like an intrepid reporter or book writer or somebody who's obsessed with Luffy and maybe follows around, tries to get an interview and fails, or even succeeds and gets to hang out with the group for a while. Because that happened in Unforgiven. And Unforgiven is one of his favorite movies. And Unforgiven is a deconstruction of the entire genre, westerns. It's a great movie. I really love it. I actually like Pale Rider better, but Unforgiven's right up there with me. Pale Rider's not a deconstruction. It's just a great western. Plus, I love the whole vibe of somebody coming back from the dead and all that shit. The avenging ghost, right? Love that so much, and that they are a real person, at least for the time period of them doing the revenge. Great movie. Both of them great movies. Anyway, let's not get sidetracked here. That is operating on the premise that this is a deconstruction of the pirate genre. And I don't think it is. They're not talking about the real world implications if you had all these pirates out there, this many pirates. Because it functionally makes no sense. This many pirates. Because pirates survive by plunder. They survive by raiding cities. They survive by capturing ships, mostly transport, cargo ships and stuff like that. And that only works if you have like a very robust sea trade between country like we did, the Atlantic specifically. I mean, there was some Pacific piracy too, but it's just so much bigger. It's harder to pull off. The Atlantic, you had certain shipping routes. You had a lot of traffic, a shit ton of traffic. God knows how much per year. Right? Matter of fact, let's actually look at some hard numbers to illustrate what I'm talking about here. It looks like I have to do a deep dive, like several hours of research to really get what I wanted. What I wanted to do is find out how much in 1700s was the golden era of piracy. Okay, how much cargo was shipped between Europe and North America annually in the 1700s, and then how much did piracy take out? And I bet my guess is, I don't know. Like I said, you apparently I'd have to do a deep dive. I bet it'd be 1 to 2%. Okay, it could be more than that. It could be 5%. I'd be shocked if it was 10%. Because my point is, the percentage is low enough that the business model still works. Like for every 10 ships you sent out, or I guess every 20. If you send out 20 ships and you lose one to piracy, you can make money. If you send out 20 ships and you lose 10 to piracy, you're broke and you're not sending out ships anymore. The business model collapses, it doesn't work, and then the pirates starve. There's too many wolves for how many deer there are, right? So there was all these countries in Europe, and all of them wanted to make money off of North America. So they're all sending ships, and it's all coming back. And like I said, I don't have the numbers. I wish I had 2 hours to devote to this because I think this is important. But you have all these ships, and so you have pirates, and they take a certain amount of cargo. Most of it is not gold, but there'd be other stuff, weed and cotton and stuff like that. They take a certain amount, but they don't. There's not enough pirates, and there's not enough cargo being stolen, enough cities being raided that the business collapses. You eat too much, the host dies. It's that simple. Here in this world, there are so many goddamn pirates. Like literally pirates that we have actual character designs for number in the hundreds. Maybe we may be up to 1,000 by now. Distinctly different individual character designs, and they are just a fraction of the number of pirates that exist. We might have seen a single pirate who works for Cadio other than Duffy and his people. I guess he works for Cadio. We've seen 3 or 4 pirates who work for Big Mom. We've seen a few pirates who work for Shanks. And Blackbeard, we've seen a lot of his pirates. But you know what I'm saying? So, and those are just the people in this region. Then we're talking about the rest of the world. There were pirates back when we started the series before we moved over to this part of the world. So there's too many goddamn pirates. It doesn't make any sense. How are they living? How are they making money? Now, a lot of them could just be exploring around, and every now and then they run into trouble, and, they get up to some shenanigans. It's not piracy as we think of it in the Atlantic in the 1700s. Okay, fine. But it doesn't make any sense in that, there would be no trade. They would be taking, there's so many damn pirates, they'd be taking 80% of the cargo being shipped anywhere. We don't even see cargo. We see no trade. Have we ever seen a cargo ship enter a port and start offloading the materials? Maybe in Water 7. We might have seen it there. So like if there's no trade, how are they even surviving? If they're raiding cities, port cities, then there wouldn't be any port cities. Like you can't be getting raided and have all your shit taken every 2 years and survive. Look at the colonies in North America. Like one thing goes wrong and the entire colony is lost. Back in the 1600s, 1500s, 1600s. It's so fragile, it's so precarious. You're by yourself. You can't go 10 miles down the road to a convenience store and pick up what you need. You're dead if you lose your shit. So none of this is realistic if we try to deconstruct it. This isn't a commentary on the pirate genre. If it is, it's this is really cool. Let's have fun. That's the commentary. They're not deconstructing the pirate genre. They're not deconstructing any of the tropes. Maybe they're doing some of the tropes. I guess. We haven't had the peg leg. I've been told that when we see the peg leg, that means the series is almost over. We've got X marks the spot. We've got the eye patch now. I think we've had the bird, like the parrot on the shoulder. Maybe not literally a parrot, but we've had the bird. So some tropes are getting deconstructed, or at least commented on or used. Right. This is for fun. This is not a deconstruction of genre. So since it's not a deconstruction of genre, we can't really do the reporter book writer who gets the genre deconstructed to him via explanation, like we did in Unforgiven. These are my 2 cents. I'm putting this out there because I'm curious what you think. But I'm not doing this as like, hey, let's all pile on my godson because he's a moron. Because he's not a moron, but it's a friendly disagreement. I'm just curious where you guys land. So, anyway, let's go and get into it. You know where we are. You know where we're going. 3, 2, 1. Fierce fights is probably right, I guess. Yeah, if they hadn't been yelling. Yeah. Say, what's happening over there? Idiots. Your exclamation point should have been smaller. I'm just saying. This is a terrible development. Well, shit. I mean, this doesn't hurt Law. Law can get away. You want Law, don't you? I guess you feel like without the ship, he can't get away. I guess. I mean, yes, he cares about him, I assume. But maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's just using him. So maybe he doesn't give a shit. You're taking a big risk here. We don't know if he killed his own crew. Until we know that, I'm reserving judgment on this son of a bitch. You're about to get wrecked. Wrecked. He's about to tear your ass up. He's going to tear you 2 new assholes, one of which will be right under your throat. I think I heard Sanji's name. I'm not sure. I don't know. Something about this is funny. The fact that how ineffectual you are. Although you are kind of torching his leg. That Blackfoot's about to go up your ass. Maybe I'm changing my mind. Yeah. I would love to see a list of all the different attacks titles he's had and how that relates to cooking. Because a lot of this I don't recognize. Oh, shit. So what are you guys going to do? You just going to watch? Is this a spectator sport? Or are you going to set up some weapons or engage the defenses on the ship or maybe move the ship? Go somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Or no, you're just going to stand there and watch. Okay. Well, Yeah. They have no plan. Again, the same attack? Okay, he added a little flair to it. Anti-aircraft fire from above. You don't see that too often. Death from above, shall we say. Well, this is awkward. He seems to be absorbing this pretty well. Like I said, it would probably take two or three of the most powerful Straw Hats, which he might be one of them. I don't know. Now he's doing the body control thing to take out Daffy easily. Maybe we're finally gonna get some details here. Oh, it's a string. It's like he does string attacks. So it's like a puppet strings. That's what I think it is. He does string attacks. That is in line with the other shit we've seen him do. That's what I'm saying. That's what they should have been doing in the first place. He wouldn't have had to attack a second time if you'd gotten the hell out of here. Oh, here we go. Shambles. It's about time he did something too. Because how much time period are we talking about here? Like, anime time can be confusing sometimes. Damn, that toy bunny is. He saved her life, I think. That's pretty good. I think he's the one that pulled her away. Yeah, yeah. Let's go. Yeah, yeah. Get the hell out of here. Yeah, he's messed up. Can we go? You know, a ship can move, right? Yeah, yeah. It's been quite the journey for this son bitch. Golokal, is that what he said to her? Yep, you're both prisoners. At least you're cellmates. So what's up? Yes, you did. What is it going to take for them to get this goddamn ship moving? Look, I know he's faster than the ship. I'm just saying, do something. Hey, Chopper, do you have anything to contribute besides helpless screaming? Terrible. We ain't got time for that shit right now. Shut up. Was his name Mama Skay? Is that how you pronounce that? Yes, we need a lot more time. Yeah. It's a random deer heart I picked up. We call this a Snow White Gambit. Oh shit. Yep. That's a good way to store it, I guess. Right. That makes sense. Yep, look at it. It's moving. We don't have time to repeat our orders three times. What about. We travel together. What about. Like, should we be doing something about that? Yeah. Feels like he's announcing himself again because they need to be reminded. What the hell is this? Did he block out the sun? Another meteor? It's another meteor, isn't it? It's coming from the admiral, which I had completely forgotten about, by the way. What the hell? Um. Okay, that's not what I thought it was. Yeah. Wonder if the admiral's gonna hit Daffy with the ship. That is a big ass ship. I didn't realize the size comparison. Holy shit. I'm out of here. Good thing there's shitty shots. Yeah, this is more like what I was expecting. So, all this to say, yeah, spiral hats. You are spiral hats, yes. But, well, it's all part of the plan, dude. I don't understand it either. Is this a good question? I think this may be a good question. Oh, nice. Nice. I don't care. I'm eating. Dumbass. Yeah, anyway, I'm eating, so leave me alone. Is that a radish in there? Probably some tofu. How much shit is in the sky that you can pull down, by the way? All these meteorites. Is there a meteor field, asteroid field, I guess we'd say, close by the planet? It's interesting. They're putting all this pressure on the Straw Hats to get the ship out of here because ordinarily they wouldn't do it. So you got to give them justification. We got meteorites. We got the captain. We got Daffy. Let's leave. Otherwise, people would be asking why did they leave. That doesn't make any sense. It's not characteristic, right? Well, yeah, it is in this case. Oh, they're finally going to move the ship, huh? Let's get them out of here. This feels like a digital shot too. I'm not going to always call them out because it'll probably become pretty commonplace, but it feels like it is. It just reminds me when Futurama switched to a lot of digital. It was jarring at first, and then you got used to it, and it wasn't a problem. You know, it was around the same time period too that this would have been coming out. You know, hold, hold steady. Just do it. String fruit eater. Oh, that's how. That's why he was flying too. Holy shit! Very interesting. I love how they did that. Huh. I absolutely love how they did that. He was moving people with his strings, and it made it look like he could possess their bodies or control their movements in some way, right? Completely intentionally misleading us on what his powers were. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. That's how he was moving earlier. I thought he was just doing the moonwalk, right? He was actually doing the thing with the clouds. Interesting. That is brilliant. I love that bait and switch. Leave us alone. There's no crying in piracy. Pull yourself together, man. What was that, Jackie Brown? What happened to you, man? You used to be beautiful. It's my favorite line in the movie. He'll be of no help. That could be applied to every single goddamn character in this series. Just jump. You can moonwalk. Oh, Jesus. This is as frustrating as Heroes. No, he can't moonwalk. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Somebody clarified that Zoro cannot moonwalk. It's only Sanji that can. Okay, never mind. I was about to go on a rant. Always love a fan. Throw down a rope. I can't moonwalk. Looks like it's 5 stories. Little reminder there for the people, since you're going week to week, right? It could have been a month or two since the last fight in the arena. Man, I tell you what, man, she's faster than I thought she was. Just the way she got soloed by, not even soloed, one shotted. She got one shotted by Luffy. Made me think she was super weak, right? I mean, of course she's gonna get soloed by him, right? Like everybody does, pretty much. Oh Jesus, these people are big. Yeah, finally somebody's taking advantage of everybody ganging up on her, man. That's what I'd be doing too. Y'all ganging up on her. You're a focus on her. You have your back to me. Guess what's happening? Man, I'd be stroking. I'm just saying, like, people should be doing that. Huh? He's a wild boy. Damn, why's it gotta be a tramp? That's just unnecessary. Now I'm talking about drop dead, man. Just not very nice. I'm just saying. Of course, expecting civility and niceness from pirates is probably too much. Not that they're all pirates. Some of these people are probably mercenaries, bounty hunters. In fact, we know they are. Some of them are pretty much like small folk who are pressed into service. They don't know any other way of life, that kind of shit. You didn't outrun them. They decided to go back somewhere else. Yes. You guys are taking too long. Get through somehow. Yeah. I love his little lean. This is the only honest Usopp we ever get, right? This Usopp lies. Nothing but lies. This Usopp is a real one. Yep, Law is. He's going to the factory, I think. As far as we know. Or he's doing something with Daffy. Because they did talk about he's obsessed with him, right? So we're not taking her. Okay. That would have been too many prisoners, I guess. I like that moment that her and Caesar had. It's hilarious. She actually turned around and showed him in cuffs, just so there's no confusion, right? So good. So he's gonna trade her for his life. Does Duffy care about his people? You know, he's making a few points. Yeah, that's the thing I was talking about. Supernatural. You need to stop underestimating the Straw Hats. Like, that's going to be a thing. People will stop underestimating them. Uh oh. Do we believe this? Yeah, he's playing Duffy. He's lying. That's right. He's got a. That's why he's obsessed. That's why he's obsessed. I got you. Okay, a couple things here. Okay, there's two ways to take this. One way, I think what he's saying is he's going to sacrifice his life to kill Daffy, which breaks the alliance, which means he won't be there to satisfy his half of the alliance moving forward. That's one way to interpret this. The way I interpreted it initially, before I saw the full context of his statement, was he's going to betray them because he was just using them all along. Okay. Now, unfortunately, somebody told me that we still don't know in the manga if Law is going to betray the Straw Hats, Luffy specifically, which tells me two things. Law is still alive way in the future. You know, we could be talking about. Actually, I don't remember if it was the manga or if it was the anime that they were talking about. So it's good. Eventually, the spoilers will fade in my mind because I won't remember. I won't. What the hell did they say? That'll happen, which is a good thing, right? Because now, shit, I don't remember. And that's actually very, very good that I don't remember, which it is. Don't clarify, whoever it was that said this. Do not clarify because, like, already I'm starting to, like, get unspoiled by my adult brain. Yeah, because the manga is so much ahead. I assume it's like 30, 100 episodes ahead of the anime. I'm not even sure, but I assume it's pretty far ahead. So that matters. Anyway, Law's alive in the future. We know this. So he's not going to die here. We also know he hasn't betrayed the Straw Hats yet, or people wouldn't be speculating about whether or not he's going to betray the Straw Hats. So he could literally say right here, I'm betraying the Straw Hats, F Luffy, I'm going to stab him in the back, I was just using him all along, and I won't believe it because I know in the future people still don't know if he betrayed him, which means this is a ruse, which means he's just saying this shit to gaslight Daffy. So I know that much. Would I have believed it anyway if I was unspoiled? Hmm. I probably would still believe he's. Here's my thing. Because I know story, I know like how writers think. You want to keep your options open as long as possible. You don't want to come down one way or another. Is this double agent working for you or is he working for the enemy? You want to keep that vague. You want to keep it ambiguous as long as possible. This is pretty early on. So for that reason alone, I would say there's no way he's going to declare himself one way or the other at this moment. We're 6:55. So I would probably assume that it's just too early to reveal that, right? You know, like Snape, but like they didn't reveal that shit until they seemed to reveal it in book 6, and then again in book 7 they clarify, right? So they didn't do it in book 3 or book 4. What would the equivalent? This would be the equivalent of book 4 or 5. It's too early to talk about definitively what's happening with Snape. So I probably still wouldn't believe it either way. It is interesting though, like we're talking about the big bad, and I think Law's going to be the big bad, the final big bad, which means I do believe he'll eventually That's actually no. See, that's actually where I would be coming from now that I think about it. My theory is Law's going to be the final person to defeat, the final big bad. And it'll be more it'll be as emotional as Usopp, maybe twice as much because he's been with us for so long. We trust him, and now here he is stabbing us in the back. Shanks would be bad, but we never see Shanks. There's a theory that Shanks is evil and he's just using Luffy and he's going to kill him, right? That would be bad. But like we never see him. We never spend any time with him. So like, how emotional would that be? Not only, but so much. We would know that Luffy cares about him, and Luffy's hurt, so Luffy's crying. That would be bad, but like it wouldn't be the same as if like Frankie suddenly betrayed us, right? Law being with us for 400, 500 episodes, and then he betrays us. That's bad. That's the worst you can imagine. That's very emotional. So because of that, because that's my theory, he wouldn't reveal himself here. That's it. That's definitive. That's literally, now that I remember what my overarching theory is, that tells me exactly what I would think here. He's not going to reveal himself until the end game, if he's betrayed Luffy. If I'm right that he's the final big bad. Now, if he's not the final big bad, if he's the fourth final big bad, then that's where they'll reveal it. But my theory is he's the final one, because that would make the most sense, because you want the final one to be emotional. Somebody we know, somebody we spend a lot of time with. Buggy isn't going to work. Shanks would work. Law would work. Dragon would work if we start spending time with him. He's another one we just don't spend time with. So who the hell knows? So any of those could work. But it's interesting that I keep forgetting about the fact that the celestial dragons have been built up and the five governors or whatever they're called. The five fat asses who basically run everything. I keep forgetting, but they're bad. They could be the final villain because you want to overthrow the government because the government sucks. But that wouldn't have the emotional resonance if they're the ones. If they end up being the big bad. There's no emotional connection there. You want your final enemy for a series that's been running probably 27 to 30 years by the time we get done with it in anime form. You want your final villain? You want him to just be big bad number 27 that we meet at the beginning of the story arc and defeat at the end of the story arc? Is that what you want? Or do you want it to be somebody we know, somebody we care about, somebody that's emotionally tragic that we have to fight him and that probably going to have to kill him? What do we want here, right? Like, that's what I think that's what we want. That's why I'm saying I think it's going to be Law. Or Zoro. Or Shanks or Robin. I still don't trust Robin. So, somebody like that. It has to be somebody we care about. It has to be somebody we've spent a lot of time with. Shanks could work in theory, but we better start spending a lot of time with him. We need Luffy and him to have a story arc of the 191 episode story arc together. Then we'll care if he's the final big bad. But if they're not, they haven't even had a conversation since the beginning of the series, so it feels like they're holding that out. I think that Shanks will just be a good guy. He's not betraying Luffy, and then he'll be killed by whoever does betray Luffy. Robin, Zoro, Law. Zoro would be the best because he's been there since the beginning. He's been there since episode, 5? 4? Robin would actually be the best because she was in the very first episode. The further you can get back, the better it is. So, I'm just saying, so yeah, any way you look at it, any way you slice it, I don't think I would believe he's trying to betray, that he's literally stabbing Luffy in the back and that they would reveal it here, definitively. No chance in hell. Also, I wanted to see what Rebecca did. I guess I was talking or something. I didn't go. Everybody's acting shocked like she did a red wedding or something. I missed exactly what she did, so I'm going to go back and check that out now. Everybody was like super shocked. I wonder if she knows Rebecca. She's talking about Rebecca will be fine. Maybe she's just seen her fight before. Oh, you want to talk about somebody else being reckless. They've seen her pull the move before. Okay. That's what it is. They've seen her pull this move before. So the enemies should have been scouting her because this is something she does apparently. Whatever the hell it's going to be. Man, they're grinning. I don't like the look on their faces. She's looking pissed. Boy, god damn, that robot back there, the gold robot, is psychotic. You see that look on his face? Jesus. You can't charge the edge, man. You're idiotic. Okay, so she sent three of them up in the air at the same time somehow. Because she's at the edge, they're going to fall in the water, right? Okay, so I thought she did some kind of like illegal move or something. It's just the fact she was able to send three at once. Okay. Yeah, she's seen this move before. I guess I didn't miss anything. It's just, yeah, it's her power level. What did she just do? So, okay, it's intentionally, a little intentionally vague. They did it very quick. We didn't really see what she did. Nobody could really see it. I wonder if she has a fruit power or something. That would be interesting. I actually wish less people had powers because everybody's got the goddamn fruit power. But, I'm wondering, like, if that would explain what's happening here. And that's what they're foreshadowing. So it's something too fast to see. So she positions herself at the edge, knowing they're going to attack her. She does something too fast to see that sends them up over her. Three at once, really big people. They hit the water, they're out. Something she's done more than once because everybody else knew. Luffy's the only one who didn't know what was going to happen. And of course, the people attacking her didn't know. The crowd in with Luffy knew, and the woman knew because she's seen him fight before, and so does the crowd apparently. So, okay, all right. Well, it doesn't look like I missed anything. It's just it's too fast to see.